April 29th, 2022. Halfcast 289, episode 289. Let's go. Of course, I have a few things to share with you guys. An evening of reflection. Shall we? Mom posing as UPS driver shoots woman she thinks killed her son, feds say. She was wrong. If someone was to tell me this, I would believe this came straight out of a movie or a TV show. A 65-year-old man from Norfolk, Virginia, and his longtime partner lost their son in March 2021 after he was shot and killed in Cleveland, Ohio, according to a news release from the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Columbia. The father told investigators he was not satisfied with the investigation into their son's death and said his partner's mental state had been collapsing since, according to court documents obtained by McClatchy News. The father told investigators he was not satisfied with the investigation into their son's death and said his partner's mental state had been collapsing since, according to court documents obtained by McClatchy News. It's reminding me of Brave One, but kind of like Death Wish at the same time, except there's a woman. The man said his partner told him she would kill the person responsible for their son's death if she ever found them. Authorities said the man's defense attorney did not immediately respond to a request for comment from McClatchy News on April 29th today. During their investigation, detectives said they found a blue notebook with handwritten notes from the mother and loose pieces of paper covered with names, addresses, phone numbers, travel directions, and other personal information. Up to this point, if I'm the husband, I would really assume that that's her way of trying to cope with not being able to bring her child's killer to justice. Is just a coping mechanism. I wouldn't think she would be planning anything. Naive old me, right? The notes showed the mother planned to kill the woman she believed responsible for her son's death and die by suicide, authorities said. One of the notes stated, "Your dad will be with me, but I am the only one that will take her life," court documents show. Whoa. In November 2021, the mother shot Chelsea, a woman she mistakenly identified as her son's killer, authorities said. On the night of November 5th, Chelsea was home cooking in her kitchen when she heard a knock at the door, court documents show. When she looked through the peephole, she saw what seemed to be a UPS delivery person who claimed to have a package for her. When she opened the door, the mother, who was wearing the uniform, pointed a gun at her and shot her, authorities said. The woman ran up the stairs to lock herself in a bedroom with one of her family members yelling, "I've been shot. I'm sorry. I knew I shouldn't have opened the door." How many of you out there would have probably opened that door knowing that you're not even suspecting a package? I probably would have. The woman later told police the mother had spray painted the word pig on one of her family members' vehicles months prior, court documents show. During an interview with detectives, the father said earlier that day he and his partner were sightseeing in Washington, D.C., authorities said. The man said his partner then suggested visiting her friend Chelsea, adding that she had a package for her. When his partner got out of the car to drop off the package in question, he said he couldn't see where she went, but heard two gunshots, court documents show. "Chelsea, I've been married to you for ages, and I've never heard you mention anyone named Chelsea." Shortly after, the mother walked back to the car with the box still in her hand and told him, "Let's go." According to court documents, the couple quickly changed their vehicle's license plate from an Arkansas one to Virginia plates. Now he's an accessory, but were pulled over by police mere moments later after the man took an illegal left turn. He was nervous. He went from a husband to an accessory and getaway driver in about 10 minutes, authorities said. Chelsea was taken to the hospital and survived their injuries, according to the police. Days later, the mother died by suicide on November 18th, according to authorities. I don't know. This is messed up in so many ways. I actually think suicide is a little bit more merciful than her staying around to find out that she still didn't get the right person, that the person who killed her child is still out there somewhere. Detectives said they found no information that suggested the woman was involved in the couple's son's death. On April 29th, the father pleaded guilty to accessory after the fact to assault with intent to kill. According to the release, his sentencing is scheduled for June 14th. California teacher arrested for being drunk and high in classroom. Teach them well and let them lead the way. California teacher Tegan Leonard was arrested on Wednesday morning after police said she was drunk and high while teaching. San Rafael Police Department was called at Terra Linda High School in Marin County, California, after a school employee alerted a school administrator about a teacher they believed to be under the influence of alcohol and drugs, according to a San Rafael Police Department press release. If you've seen the way some of these kids consistently lose to ours, am, and I'm, theirs, and theirs, I would be drinking too. Make it a double. The incident was reported at 11:51 a.m. It's always 5 o'clock somewhere. The release said, according to the SRPD, the school administrator went to the classroom where Leonard was teaching after being alerted that she was displaying signs of intoxication. If I don't drink and teach, how else are these kids going to learn? The administrator then removed the teacher from the classroom and called the police. SRPD sent a trained drug recognition expert to interview Leonard, who initially denied the charges, according to the press release. Getting the police involved seems like a bit much, being that she was intoxicated, but she didn't assault anyone. She didn't get belligerent, but a preliminary alcohol screening test showed that she was more than 3 times over the legal limit to be fit for driving, according to SRPD. Leonard then admitted to consuming some alcohol that morning. Maybe I had a pint, you know? So what? I have a few drinks before school. Now I'm an alcoholic. Leonard was found to have consumed alcohol, a prescription drug, and cannabis. She was arrested by SRPD on charges of public intoxication and child endangerment. Maybe the only child endangerment would be her dealing with these kids sober. I'm just saying, there's always two sides. According to the police, Leonard had been teaching all day and had been responsible for the safety of 53 children. It was the opinion of the drug recognition expert DRE officer that due to her intoxication level, Leonard was unable to care for the safety of the children while they were in her classroom. SRPD Lieutenant Dan Fink wrote in the SRPD report. Leonard, who is 46 years old and a resident of San Anselmo, is reportedly on paid administrative leave from the school. She's on paid leave. She's probably crushing the mint leaves and the mojitos as we speak. Terra Linda High School does not comment on personnel matters. The safety and well-being of our students are my highest priority. Miss Leonard is currently on paid administrative leave. Terra Linda High School's principal, Katie Dunlap, wrote in an email to television station KRON4 on Thursday afternoon, as reported by WRBL. According to representatives at the Marin County Jail, it does not appear that Leonard is still in custody. She should have never been in custody. She should have just been sent home until further notice, as represented by SFK. It wasn't like she hurt anyone. God forbid she tells one of your children to pick their heads up from their cell phones and pay attention in class with a little alcohol on her breath. Alcohol, according to Fink, this is normal considering new COVID-19 regulations and the fact that the charges against Leonard were misdemeanors. Child endangerment Child endangerment can be charged as a misdemeanor or felony. As a misdemeanor, as in Leonard's case, child endangerment can carry up to 1 year in county jail. She doesn't deserve that. Under California's law, Penal Code Section 273A, a charge of child endangerment can be imposed on anyone who willfully exposes a child to circumstances or conditions likely to produce great bodily harm or death. causes a child to suffer, inflicts thereon unjustifiable physical pain or mental suffering, or having the care or custody of any child, willfully causes or permits the person or health of that child to be injured, or willfully causes or permits that child to be placed in a situation where his or her person or health is in danger. I mean, if you want to be a stickler for the rules, okay, I guess. If these same circumstances are true, but occur in conditions that were not likely to produce harm to the child, the defendant will be charged with misdemeanor child endangerment instead of a felony. He was bothering me all day. Woman shoots child's father outside convenience store. MPD says, "Oh, there she is, looking like she's more than willing to do it again." The Memphis Police Department responded to a shooting call at a county line grocery convenience store, which is in the 4600 block of Chulahoma Road. When officers arrived, the witness told police that a man and woman were outside the store arguing. The woman, later identified as Ashley Jeffries, left the conversation and drove off in a white Nissan Altima, which seems to be the car of choice, especially if your baby mama is a shooter. Once Jeffries exited the parking lot heading northbound, she turned her head back and fired a shot through the window, hitting the man. "Take that," police said. The man walked to the witness and said he was shot. The witness asked by who, and the man responded with, "My baby mama," according to an affidavit. I'm only reading this, and I could still detect the tone of complete and utter defeat in his voice. MPD performed a traffic stop with the suspect vehicle. Jeffries was taken into custody without incident. Police said the woman told investigators that her child's father had been bothering her all day. The woman also told police that she grabbed the gun and it went off. She later changed the story and said she didn't know if the bullet hit him, but she shot and then blacked out, according to an affidavit. Due to the inconsistencies in her story, Jeffries was charged and arrested. Ashley Jeffries has been charged with unlawful possession of a handgun, criminal attempted second degree murder, and possessing a firearm during the commission of a dangerous felony. Suspect drove man to Dublin bank, told him to get drug money owed. You have to pay to play. A suspect is in custody after driving a man to a Dublin bank to get him to retrieve money owed for drugs. According to the Dublin Police Department, the suspect, Tamar Lloyd, told a man to go into Morris State Bank and take out money that Lloyd said he was owed. Lloyd told the man to get the money or Lloyd would come inside the bank. I don't see anything wrong. He's just trying to make sure this man keeps his end of the bargain. Services paid for services rendered. The man told the bank employee that Lloyd was driving a small blue car and had a gun on him. Oh, the Lawrence County 911 center was contacted when Dublin officers got to the scene. They approached Lloyd's car. Lloyd tried to drive the wrong way out of the bank parking lot, but officers continued to approach the vehicle, giving commands for Lloyd to get out. What type of lowlife would do this to someone to get out of paying for drugs? Oh, someone on drugs, I guess. Fair enough. Lloyd reached for an AR-15 next to him, but officers were able to arrest the suspect. Police found two firearms, drug paraphernalia, cocaine, and marijuana in Lloyd's car, a release states. It would have made so much more sense for him to not have anything in the car so he could just say that he was taking a friend to the bank. Lloyd is currently charged with obstruction, possession of cocaine, possession of drug related objects, possession of a firearm while committing certain crimes, and driving on a suspended license. And the guy still didn't pay you the money that he owed you for the drugs. Dublin police say one person is in custody after an incident at a bank Friday morning. According to interim chief of police Keith Moon, It happened at about 9:50 a.m. at Morris State Bank in downtown Dublin. Moon said the incident involved two bank customers in the parking lot. There were two suspects, and Chief Moon said one arrest had been made. I would like to thank the officers involved for their quick response and bravery in apprehending the offender. We hope to conclude our investigation within the next hour so the bank customers can continue to conduct business, he added. Fun show. Fun show. Fun show. That being said, I'm going to wrap this one up, but I'll be sure to talk to you guys very, very soon. Adios.